man, this is fantastic. About a decade ago, I got an email from Peter Jackson saying that he had gotten a letter from a mother in Austin named Emily Hagins, who said that she had this little daughter that wanted to be a filmmaker, and Peter said, hey, look, she's in your town, why don't you help her out? I hardly did anything. But the great thing that's happened is over the past 10 years, it's been my privilege to get to know and watch Emily Hagins sort of bloom as a filmmaker. More than that, though, the thing that has been really extraordinary about living in Austin for the past decade, the Hagins era, is that we've gotten to see an entire community sort of gather around the vision of Emily Hagins and try to help her in the best ways to achieve harder and harder visions that she has, that she's wanting to get up onto the screen. This isn't about me, this is about Emily Hagins. Emily, come on out here.
What if the movie is bad? Oh man. Thank you so much to South by Southwest and to every single one of you who came with your badge or came and stood in line for a million hours. Oh my gosh, I know I've been there, so I can't imagine, but, I can't imagine I've been there. But thank you so much for coming and seeing this movie, and I want you all to know that it really means the world to me that you're here, and even though it's an independent film, there's so much heart in it from everybody involved. Everyone worked their butts off to make this movie, and I hope you'll enjoy it. You'll look past anything that's independent and just have a great time. So, hey, there are movies made for $400 gazillion, and this one was made for not that much. So, I'm being honest. Cool. Okay, well, let's get excited. It's 9:30. I know some people might be tired, but let's pump it up. Just have fun. Best audience in the world. Thank you so much, and I hope you'll enjoy my Sucky Teen Romance. Thank you.
So, did it play about how you expected?
No, I had all these dreams that nobody showed up and I would just sit and talk to nobody and they still made me do it anyway. And so this is 100 million times better.
Awesome. Any questions from the audience out here? Yes, Scott Weinberg.
I'm wondering, I see lots of Hollywood films that have teenage characters, and they don't look anything like you guys.
They're real.
Where do you find actual teenagers to play teenagers?
Everyone who was a teenager in the cast?
Yeah, everyone is pretty young. Almost everyone here is in high school. Okay, Sam at the end, he goes to my school. No, but yeah, I thought it was very important to me, just being a teenager, and I see a lot of teen movies and teen TV shows, and they all look like they're 25, they don't look like they're real kids, and so that was really a big part of the movie for me, is that everyone felt very real and genuine, and a lot of these kids went to my high school, some of them didn't, but they're all, pretty much high school age. These three right next to me, we all go to high school together. She graduated last year. Lauren Lee and I made a film, Lauren Lee and I made a film called The Retelling, and that's how all four people saw that. Tony Vespi is my first film, Pathogen, and we worked together. Lauren Lundrink goes to my high school as well. It's just finding kids that were very much passionate about acting in the project, and then they just put their heart into it, and even if they hadn't had a lot of acting experience, I'm totally speaking for all these guys right now, but even with minimal acting experience, it's like, they really put everything into the film.
Over there.
My question was, obviously, this looks like your most complex film in terms of logistics and crew and effects. I just wonder if you could talk about what were the keys to like remaining like to becoming like an effective like leader throughout the shoot, like being the one who like everyone like goes to for answers and just like being the one in charge. Just like
Yeah, I think it's very important, especially and kind of difficult to be a female in charge of a film set. And I think some of that is like you don't want to come across bitchy with your authority, but you also want to be very, much in charge, and people can still respect you, but still, feel comfortable coming up to you with questions. I hope these guys are comfortable coming up to me with questions. Yeah, I think it's something that's been important to me as a director as I've done more and more films. Yeah.
How much did it cost? How did you raise the money? If you're not comfortable with the first one, then just how did you raise the money?
$1. No, it's we mostly use a website called Indiegogo. It's just like Kickstarter's a crowdfunding website where people can read about your film, watch the pitch for it, and decide how much they want to donate. And it's a good way to like generate excitement for your film too, like to see how strangers react to your idea. But also, and then you're also able to get the money you need. And we wouldn't have been able to do the project without it. So, highly recommend that for indie filmmaking.
Aaron Morgan.
What's everybody doing next?
Yes, what is every one of yours next project?
Untitled Emily Hagins' fourth feature.
College. Theater just ended for me, so I'm looking for something else to do.
College.
Set photography.
I have no idea. As of right now, I have no offers. So.
College.
Alamo Draft House.
Yeah, I'm gonna go wait tables at the Alamo. And I'm also gonna do a Western called 3-Day Journey, directed by Chris Todd.
Awesome.
World domination. Recording studio and producing a couple of feature films.
Avatar 2. Check me out. I'm gonna be the lead role. Jim just called me, so it's not a big deal. Yeah, the physical endurance I went through to this role really took a toll. They put us through a boot camp, and I got right in there. It was really easy to get right into it. We had a couple, Cheetos bags just coming through, and it was hard, but any other questions?
I watched a lot of comedy and I took notes on what I liked, and especially comedy that was related to this, and even in real life, just the genuine awkwardness of teenagers. I'd see something really funny happen at school between two kids, and I'd just secretly write it down. And some of it came from real life, and some of it came from other movies that I really wanted to reference. And sometimes I showed the kids scenes like, "Oh, hi, Mark." Yeah, all the characters made Facebook pages so that they could learn more about their characters, write down activities and interests and all that. And we decided his last name was Oh Hi. Mark, oh hi. You've seen The Room, that was it.
Right there? Yes, you.
Oh, thank you so much.
Vampire's lisping. Like,
Yes.
I guess, with the fangs. Was that intentional, or did you show up one day and be like, oh crap?
Completely.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. My producer back there is going, no, does it? It's at first it wasn't intentional, but then we thought, pretty early on in filming, is that like braces. I don't know if you guys have ever had braces or had friends who had braces, but they kind of have a lisp when they talk with braces, and we thought, well, your teeth are different. Well, how would that be normal for you to just one day, oh, I have bangs, it's perfectly normal. So that was something we thought, well, this actually worked out as a happy accident. It felt more genuine and more real, and so we kind of incorporated that more into the story.
Okay, for everyone that doesn't know what the Jagger is,
God damn it. All right, I was in a bet for about a year of my life. Me and a couple friends were in a bet, and what we had to do is that every day we had to, at strategic points in the day, we had to tell each other to do their best Jagger, which means to do the best Mick Jagger impersonation you can possibly muster.
You gotta do it.
And so yes, now that I've been called out, I kind of have to do it.
Seriously, who is not hiring this guy?
Right here.
Wondering if there would ever be a sequel, or if you would just choose to move on to other things.
It's called My Sucky Teen Romance. We've talked about this. No, I'm just kidding. I think. I haven't really. I think the story kind of ends at this point, and their lives would continue, of course. And I kind of mentally, when I was outlining the characters, they had lives beyond this. And
Tina's still out there somewhere.
yeah, she is. I thought, is she still here? Okay, yeah.
How much of the script was ad-lib? It seemed like earlier in my life I'd heard some of those lines before.
Yeah, there's a good portion of it, especially with characters that don't talk a lot like me. Like Tony, obviously, I don't curse a lot, and I just told him, like, if you think you should be cursing, you should do something funny, and go ahead and do it. So that thing with the robot, that was him. Totally. Huh? He does curse well, yes. Yeah, I mean, as long as they were getting the general point of the scenes across, I was okay with ad-libbing, and especially, I just wanted them to talk naturally and to everything to feel very natural to them.
What newfound abilities did you discover over the course of making this film? And just in terms of like working with, say, visual effects artists, working music, whatever.
Right. This film had a lot bigger crew, especially with post-production. On my last two movies, I was a big part of post-production. This one, I really only edited the trailer, and that was really cool to kind of put things in other people's hands and to really work with somebody or other people, the DP, the sound, and kind of all kind of be in tune to what the final product would be. And that helped me be a better director and to learn to communicate better and just make sure everyone was on the same page all the time. Everyone, all these guys, all the crew, everyone really had to be focusing and in tune throughout our shoot.
How long has the process been?
It's been pretty short compared to my last two features. I spent about 2 years on my first feature and about 3 years on my second feature. And with this one, because I wanted to keep the comedy fresh, and I also wanted to have it finished in time for while the teen vampire craze is still very prominent. And so I wrote it pretty fast and we filmed it. Last spring break, I usually volunteer at South by Southwest, and last spring break I couldn't because I was doing rewrites on the script. And so I was really bummed I had to miss going to the festival, and then this year we got to come.
Now, I seem to remember after the retelling, you said you were going to do a high school style musical. At what point did it go from a musical to a vampire story?
I had two scripts that I was writing. There was one that was based at a sci-fi convention. I go to a real sci-fi convention every summer called Convergence in Minneapolis. And some people here, actually some of my friends that I base characters on, they flew in from Minneapolis to see the premiere. Yeah. And they're over there. Anyway, so I have the script based at this convention that I go to every summer. And it was just a coming of age story with kids at a sci-fi convention, very geeky. And then I also wanted to do a teen vampire script that was just a genuine teenager's perspective on teen vampires. And then just because they kept getting mixed up in my head while I was writing, I just started to combine them, and it became one story. And then that's when I wanted to make it.
Awesome. Well, let's get Emily in this couch.